Oh, sorry, my camera's off. I have low vision for those of you who don't know, but today we're going to talk about what visually impaired people can do. When I was a child growing up, yes, I have low vision since I was born. I played sports and I did many different things. I rode my bicycle around town because legally blind does not mean you're completely blind. You still have some sight. And if your child's legally blind, always let them do what they can do. Don't hold them back because of it. When you hold them back, they resent you and not be there when they get older, they won't look at you the same. Like, for instance, I had two parents.
Tap here to turn.
My mom met someone, her boyfriend, years later. His name was Bob, and he had her learn not to hold me back when things let me do what I want to do and stuff like that. Along if it's safe, why hold me back? Now, my father, he was a person who said, "You're legally blind. You can't do nothing. How can you do that? You're blind. Oh, I'm going to sue. I'm going to own this house if you get hurt." That's what he thought he was going to do to Bob, my mom's ex. But long story short, then they broke up, my mom's ex and him. Then my mom met her husband who passed away. And he even did the same thing. He showed her
Verifying.
that anyone can do anything they want and there are ways to overcome disabilities in life. Now, a lot of people out there are discriminatory and they
Confirm your
say that people with visually impaired
navigate.
can't do things. Well, that's not true. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Long if you know you can do it safely, if you are able to do it, if you can see them lines on that road, you can tell where someone's standing. You can ride a bicycle safely. Try it in a yard first. I rode around the whole neighborhood. I didn't go crazy like a bat out of you know where. I did it responsibly and didn't ever hit a thing. Now, I play sports. This is what we're getting into. I played football. Played it for many years. Matter of fact, whenever I walked into stores, people are like, "Hey, Joey, how you doing?" and stuff. I'm like, hi." It's like, for especially because you're low vision, people think it's like amazing you can do those kinds of things. But the point is, it's just a specialty. When you lose one scent, all of your other scents come. So like, I'm legally blind, not completely blind, so I still have some sight, but my all my other senses work better. I have better balance. I can hear better. All that stuff works better. Now, why I'm saying that is because the school wanted me to join track and field because I ran and I was like one of the fastest runners. I could run pretty damn fast, but I'm not into running to show off. I feel that was showing off, and I said, why would I want to run? It be showing off. That ain't something I'm into. But the long story is, if you have low vision, don't let nothing hold you back. I was afraid of heights when I was a kid. So guess what I did? I went to a place in Lake Placid and I went cliff jumping. Yes. And rock climbing. Yes. Adirondack Experience have a thing for people with low vision to go cliff jumping, to do target practice, to do rock climbing, to do all kinds of things. They even have you do a walk or a run. You can do either or, and you can do it by yourself. You don't need assistance. And if you want assistance, they will give it to you too. But there's someone there that watches to make sure you're safe. But they show you there are no limitations in this life except the ones we put upon ourselves. Just like Camp Ginger Cook does an awesome camp in Lake George for low vision children once a year. They do bow and arrow, they do kayaking, they do canoeing, they do all kinds of things. That's another great camp to look into if you're legally blind or if your child is. Now, you can do many things with low vision. Me, I got 95 and all in Mo school. My one teacher that I had at school was like, "You're low vision. Why do you want to work on cars? You can't work on cars. Why would you want to own a car?" Well, guess what? I own vehicles. I can't drive them, but they're my collection. I got an old Pontiac GT. I got an old Ford SHO. I used to have a Chevy Cheyenne with the 5.7 under the hood. I used to have an old S10, the square body. Way back in the day, they mowed those trucks. But long story short, don't ever let a thing hold you back. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You might need some effort. You will run across a lot of people who are negative saying, "Well, you can't do that. You have low vision. Why would you even think of that? You can't do that." Ignore them. Don't argue back. I'm guilty of that at times. Yes, I have argued back with my father or a lot of family members of mine who have said that too. I have literally. Oh, I won't get into how many times I've argued. I have yelled until my face turned blue. But the point is, I found a better way of getting revenge. Instead of arguing and saying when you know you can do it, why argue? You could turn around and you could prove them wrong and do it that way. Now, my trophy I got trophies for participating in sports. I also got medals. I have trophies for playing football. I have medals because I did do running 1 year in school and I got a medal for it. Yes, a medal that like a thing that you wear around your neck. I will show you all that. But I got 95 in automotive school, and the one of the cars that they had in automotive school was an 80s Nova. I loved that car to death. I tried to save it, but they said it was donated to school, and they had to get rid of it after. I was like, "What could I donate? Can I donate money to school to save this car? You don't see Novas every day." But it wasn't the SS Nova, all of you car guys out there. It was a sedan from the 80s, and there also was a Chevy Beretta there. I'm a big old Cutlass fan of the 90s Cutlass with the 3.4 under the hood. Well, the Beretta was the same thing. I didn't know that, but I learned that in automotive school. I learned a lot at automotive school, but we're getting into that on automotive lessons. But if you are legally blind, I want you to know you can do whatever you put your mind to. Along if you know you can do it safely, they have talking tire gauges if you want to get into cars. They also have talking thermometers for cooking. They also have talking microwaves. They also have apps you can get on your phone to tell what money is without paying for it. Don't get the apps you have to pay for. Their apps that are for free that will work. They also have bill identifiers that you carry in your pocket without even using your phone. You slide the dollar bill into it and it says what it is. They also have many different things. The smart cane just came out. I never used that, so I don't know about that if it works or not. I might give it a try one day, see if they'll let me do a YouTube blog on it and see if how it works. But never be afraid to ask for help with low vision. That's the most important thing you gotta be. You gotta understand you have low vision, and you gotta not be afraid to say, "Hey, can you help me with this to a stranger? I'm legally blind, or I'm this. Can you help me? What is this? I have low vision. I can't tell what this is." And you'll notice people be helpful. Some people walk away and not give a, you know what? But a lot of people are nice. When I went to Florida on a vacation, I was amazed how kind people are down south compared to New York. A lot nicer and a lot more kind. Literally, I went to the bathroom in North Carolina. I got out of the van and went to the bathroom. This gentleman, no, 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 I'll wait for you outside then. I don't want you, God forbid you need any help. I'll just stand right here then. I'm like, I can find a stall. I'm legally blind, not completely blind. He's like, well, I just want to stand out here to make sure so I can make sure you get to your vehicle safely with your friends. And I'm like, wow, are people this nice down south? Than down in Florida at the store, people are trying to help me. I'm like, wow, they see that I have low vision and they're trying to help because they see my cane. This is amazing. Up in New York, we don't get this. The kindness and the helpness. But no offense, I love doing things independently, so I always say no thank you. If I need help, I'll ask you guys, but I like to be independent. But I gotta say, the biggest person made me independent is my stepfather, because I'll be honest, before that, I wasn't independent at all. But he passed away in 2012. But the point is that I'm getting to, he taught me to be independent, not to rely on no one. And I can't is not a word till you try your damn hardest. And then when you see you cannot do it yourself, you ask someone, may I have your assistance so I can do this? Because I can't is never a word. And never quit something you have started. If you started something, it doesn't matter if you come in first, second, third, fifth, or 20th, or if you come in last. What matters is you participated and you finished what you started. It doesn't matter if you come in first to last. What matters is that you participated in something that you wanted to do, and always know that's what matters. Some people, yeah, I came in first place. That's nothing to brag about. Look at all the other people. I put so much effort into trying to come into first, and they should get credit too. It isn't just the person that comes in first that gets credit. They also have blind races where you can run, and they have many blind different things. The Special Olympics take blind people too. I'm not sure if you know that. Yes, that's also true. And there's also a blind race car driver, Mike Newman and Dan Parker. But sorry, my memory's running on my phone. I will do a part two to this. And if anyone has low vision and they're curious about what thing obstacles that ran in my way, comment below and I'll get back to you guys and let you know what I had to have many obstacles in my life. The school didn't want to give me proper education. They taught me all the way up to 8th grade. Then when I hit 9th grade, when I entered the high school, they stopped teaching me. They stopped my education. My parents, my mom mainly, and my stepfather and my dad on top of that back then had a fight so I could graduate. The year I graduated is the year my stepfather passed away, but we'll get into how the school messed me up out of an education another day because I had to study a lot at home to fix the education that they took away from me. I was a high honor student in 8th grade. 9th grade hit, they put me in a life skill class and had no reason at all why I did it. But I'll see you all in the next cool video. My memory's running out. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out part 2 to this video after.